Hi guys, so here we are again, stream number 15. Well, I'm still sure I missed one out there somewhere, but yeah, number 15, and we're going to crack on and try and get the back bit of this done today. As far as I'm aware, everything's working. Again, any problems with the sound, guys, let me know if I'm too quiet or too loud or not here at all. Yeah, we'll crack straight on. Evening all, you're alright. So yeah, I'm going to hopefully get the back bit of this finished. So there wasn't a whole lot left to do, to be honest. I just wasn't too sure how I was going to do it or what I was going to do. I've had a look at some pictures and I'm going to keep it fairly plain at the back. So yeah, so I just need to fill in these sort of back exhaust bits, put a bit of a panel in here, panels on the top and along the sides, and then that's it for like the main bulk of this thing is pretty much done then. Just a case of going around, tidying up, smoothing up areas, sanding it down obviously. Yeah, doing the little gun turrets and then painting it. So yeah, not too much to do. Well, not too much, but it's going to take a while. So yeah, I still reckon about another 2 weeks, 2 more weeks of work, mainly because I'm not working on it all the time. Well, as you guys know, I'm only working on this in the streams, the live streams. So I'm not doing any work to this that you guys aren't seeing, basically. So yeah, cool. Right, have a little look, see who he's got. Obviously, there's a few recognisable names there. Celtic Neutral Cow, first in chat, cool. EJ95, Lodies, Redmore, Wolfenstone, 40k guy. Hi guy, haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, Alan Forbes is here. Now we want to chant ooey gooey, ooey gooey, ooey gooey. Cool. Yeah, so basically, again, I'm going to try and crack on, keep the waffling to a minimum, just because obviously I want to try and get this kind of done. Only because I know it is going to take a while to do the finishing bits before I can paint it, really. So yeah, I had a look at some of the back bits of how this looked. Yeah, I'm going to keep mine fairly simple. I'm not going to do too much to it. So basically, just putting a panel in here and then a few little bits. And again, panels in these. And then I'm going to get some sprues and cut them up and put them in there. Yeah, I'm going to keep it reasonably simple-ish. So yeah, main thing I want to do is get this box bit on the top and fill this in. So shouldn't take long, but as we all know, when I start waffling, things can take a while. Yeah, so this, again, some of these bits are starting to curl up. So when the acetone evaporates, obviously the goo sort of like shrinks, but it doesn't obviously buckle or move once there's other bits glued in. So that's why I want to get this panel in, just to sort of stop that from keep curling up. And the same, so that side doesn't seem to, well, a little bit, but this side seems to be curling up quite a bit. So anyway, I'm waffling again already. Barely started, straight into the waffling. So again, a lot of this is eyeballing it. So there's like a higher panel at the back. So I've already drawn out where it is. That was done ages ago. And it kind of looks like it's going to be, well, about half of this, I think. Yeah, if we cut that in half, then that'll fit just right. Kevin Judge, afternoon. Afternoon to you. Obviously, in the UK, it's evening. Half 7. Could be probably a shortest. Doesn't sound right. Fairly short stream tonight. I say, because I'm hoping it's not going to take me too long just to do these little bits. I've got some ooey gooey stuff. I can have a go at doing a bit of smoothing here and there. But basically, all I really want to get done is these panel bits on and fill that bit. So, shouldn't take long. He says 2 hours later, and I'm sort of still on the first bit. But we'll see. Plus, yeah, I'm premiering a video tonight as well, guys. Basically, again, WizKids, they sent me a huge big box full of stuff, which was really good. So they sent me loads of like miniatures. Well, not loads. I think was it 4 miniatures, which are on sprues. So they got a new range coming out. It's more like D&D sort of style characters more than Warhammer. But yeah, their characters are on sprues, which is awesome because obviously we all know I can do things with sprues. So, but they also sent me dungeon floor tile sets. So that's the video that's going to come out later. It was me making like a dungeon with it. And also the dungeon that I make with it, I actually played a game of D&D with my kids last Saturday. Really good fun. So it's the first time I played D&D in donkeys. So yeah, it was good to play with my kids, and they loved it, which is even better because they want me to do another dungeon, which obviously I will be doing. But yeah, so 8 o'clock. No, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Shortish. Yeah. I need new teeth. Yeah, so 9 o'clock. If I'm still going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop at 9, as in leave the stream going, but we're all going to go over, watch my video, aren't we, guys? This is a wee nod. And then we'll come back and carry on here. But it all depends. If I can, in an hour and a half, I should be able to get done with what I've got in my head. But only if I don't keep talking. I've lost my pen already. Got me biscuits though. Got me chocolate digestives at the ready. Right, so for once I am going to measure, just because I want to cut this in half, just so I can use, well, use both halves of it really. Although it says using a big fat marker, which isn't the best to get it exact, but as we all know, I'm doing a lot of guesstimating on this one. Just because I think when I come to put the ooey gooey stuff on it, that'll hide a lot of discrepancies, basically. What's that? Exact dimensions are mahoosive. They are. They are, they are, they are. How big the model from edge to edge? Oh, I had it written down. Whatever size the Forge World one is, that's what this is. The edge to edge. I think it's 860. I think it's 860 millimeters from wing to wing, and 630 from nose to tail, ish. I've got it written down. I'm not too sure, but it's yeah. Well, if you look up Forge World, it's exactly the same size as the Forge World one. It's only the little bits and pieces that are actually on it that might be a little bit different in size, but the actual overall build is exactly the same. EJ95, you and Eons of Battle are my favourite YouTubers. Oh, thank you so much. I want to propose a challenge to make something out of sprues. Well, I have noticed more and more channels do seem to be doing a lot more with sprues now, which is pretty cool. I'm sure I even saw old Bill making stuff the other day. I'm sure he had a pot of ooey gooey stuff on his desk. Crafting hour, waffle hour. Maybe I should just call it that rather than let's build with me. Let's just waffle along and see what crap I can say. Not exactly the same, but it's not a million miles away, which is the main thing. So, how are we all tonight? Obviously, Friday. Woohoo! Well, I don't know why I do it every time. I say woohoo, but for me, every day is like a day. Because obviously, I don't do sort of like normal hours, as in I don't do a Monday to Friday job. I don't do 9 to 5 job. Obviously, the weddings are obviously here, there, and everywhere. Well, not so many weddings now. I'm coming to the end of my wedding season. I think I've got 4 weddings to edit. I've got no weddings this month. 2 weddings next month, and then I think I've got about 3 months of no weddings. So a little bit iffy. Yeah, the wedding season still hasn't quite, or weddings in general, haven't quite picked up like I thought they would. Obviously everyone's still a little bit dubious on what to do. So yeah, so I've got, so the wedding's next month, and then I think I've got about 3-4 months of no weddings. So that's another reason why I also want to do a lot more on this channel to try and obviously basically bring in revenue from the channel. Alright, so I'll try and use the leftover bits first before. So basically these are those panels that I made yesterday, guys. Remember last night, well, if you were here last night, I made 2 panels. Obviously these are those panels. I say when you first make them, they stay lovely and flat. It's literally sort of day 2, day 3 of these, because say this stuff is still soft. Still quite soft because it's so thick. But that's why I say these stay nice and flat. It's day 2, day 3 where they start to not be flat and they just go all over the place. But that's why I say when they're flat, if I was then glue these all together and make like a box shape, then they don't warp because they're obviously glued to each other, so that sort of stops them from twisting and turning. But it's a shame though, because if they stayed like this all the time, it'd be obviously awesome, because obviously these are generally smoother and flatter. I mean, they have a few little potholes, but that's fine because they're easy to sort of rectify with the old goo stuff. But in general, these are pretty flat and sort of say a nice thickness to make strong stuff with. It's just a shame that they do eventually go like that, which, yeah, it's a bit of a pain. Because if you saw the video I made, I don't know, it was about a month or so ago. The I can't remember what it's called. What's it called? Oh look, I can't remember what my own videos are called. Such a bad memory. Untrue. Yeah, no, not that one. I said the modular Necromunda terrain, where I made like 3 panels, and then obviously built stuff on them. So for the first day or 2, they stayed lovely and flat. They've now curled up that much. Well, I binned them because they curled up too much to really be usable. Because all the structure on top started obviously moving and buckling. It's a bit of a shame. So yeah, when you make these panels, you need to sort of glue them into a box shape or do something with them straight away. Otherwise they will curl up like weird looking toes. Let's have a quick... Yeah, so that video I got put on, that's going to go on at 9 o'clock. It's a premiere. It's on now, as in it's uploaded now. So you can quickly pop over there and give it a thumbs up. In fact, I am going to drop it in the, drop it like it's hot. Drop it in the comments, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. Because you're probably thinking, what's he talking about? Right, so that link I just put in the description. That's the link to my video that's premiering tonight at 9 o'clock. If you can quickly pop over there, give it a thumbs up, pop back, awesome. Obviously go over there, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, even nicer. Again, when you leave comments and thumbs up, it lets YouTube know the people who are interested in it, and then it then promotes it to more people, which is obviously what we want. Let's tell you what I want, because it'll help my channel no end. EJ95, I have odd hours too, no Monday to Friday, but I have my days lined up with my best friend. I actually have to leave for work in a few hours. Ah, awesome. Happy the stream is early today. Yeah, I'm not sticking to any real set times of streams. They are really going to be when I'm able to sort of sit down and do some work on this, basically. So yeah, no definitive times. It is just as and when, which is cool. Right. Oh, that's cool. So we will do that. This magic. Only because I can't get. I was going to stick a pen under there and try and like draw a line, but I can't get a pen under. So I'm going to measure. I know it's crazy. I'm measuring. Right, there's 7 at that end, and oh look at that, 7 at that end. See, sometimes you just don't need to measure. You just hot luck. Converton, hello to you. Hope you're well. Andre, you're fine. Just well, yes, because you're always working. Every time you come on, you seem to be working, or you're on a little break in between working. I don't think I've ever been on and you've not worked. So yeah, no wonder you're tired, Andre. You just seem to always be working. Which is nuts. Yes, I've had quite a productive day today. I finished off a wedding, which was cool because obviously then I could send it off to the couple whose wedding it was. Obviously I finished off editing the video that's coming up at 9 o'clock. I will keep mentioning that, by the way, guys. So the only way to stop me from keep mentioning the video that's going to come up at 9 o'clock is for people to go over there and give it a thumbs up, which I've just noticed people have, which is awesome. So if you can drop a quick comment just to say hi, video's going to be awesome. Haven't seen it yet, but I know it's going to be good. Again, I know a lot of you guys are here more for Warhammer as opposed to Dungeons and Dragons, but I would still appreciate the support if you could still watch the Dungeons and Dragons videos. Again, I know a lot of you might not be interested, although some of the stuff, let's just do this. Some of the stuff I actually do with the D&D can be used with Warhammer. Obviously not so much the WizKids tiles, but I am going to be doing some sets. I haven't got one here. I've got some nice boards, and I think they're A3 size boards, which I'm going to be building dioramas on. So some of them are going to be like a rocky scenery. Some are going to contain sort of streams and water. Some are going to have like sort of brickwork on them. Basically, all kinds of sort of almost generic tabletop gaming sort of stuff. But obviously, I'll be using it for D&D, but it can be used for Warhammer or any kind of like tabletop gaming really. So again, I really appreciate your help if you could go and watch them videos, even though I know a lot of you guys are here primarily for Warhammer stuff. I think I'm actually lower it down because for some reason this side is a smidge taller than the other. Blue Midget Panda, could you keep them pressed for a few extra days? No. No, I made the first lot of, the second lot of these I made. Yeah, I've got a lot of D&D books because obviously I went out and went nuts and bought loads of books. Well, didn't go out and buy them, obviously, bought them from Amazon. And yeah, I had a stack of books on a few of these. I left them there for about 3-4 days. But then when you take the books off, as soon as these come out, they just, obviously not instantly, but again, over the course of like half a day or a day, they curl up. I don't think there's any way to not make these curl. Yeah, and again, so the other problem was obviously what I found out from the fin panels, the cold air makes the acetone dry or evaporate quicker. And obviously when these dry out quick, that's when they curl up even more. So yeah, what I need to do is probably move to Barbados and do this. So then obviously it'll be nice and cooler. It'll take a lot longer for them to dry. But alas, I can't move there. Yeah, we'll take a little bit off. Redmore, not sure about anyone else, but I like D&D just as much as Warhammer. Cool. Awesome. So I'm very keen. Those new WizKid frameworks are crazy cool. I must admit, the figures they sent, I was really surprised at how many like options there are. As in, you got obviously the main body, but then they've all got like at least 2 or 3 different weapons they can have, or like a bow or a sword or a shield, and yeah, there's quite a lot of like little extra bits you can put, like little backpacks, little bottles, just little odds and ends. So basically, which is cool because obviously then you get the old bits box to do the old customization, which obviously everyone loves doing because it's nice to have a figure that's not like everyone else's. So yeah, I'm hoping. Well, no, I think they are when they get more of them because I think they sent me 4. I think the first range that's coming out again. I don't know the dates. I'm sure they said it's the end of this year, but obviously we're kind of near the end now. I'm sure they said, or the site I went to where you can see what there are. There's about 12 different figures in their first sort of lineup, which is pretty cool. Am I doing this? I'll do it that way. Yeah. So yes, I can't wait to see what the other figures are that they're going to do. So we have a bit more luck with the glue drying tonight, Because say last night it just took forever, some of these bits to glue, or certainly gluing my fingers anyway. Blue Midget, silly question. Cool, I like silly questions. Do I think they'd bow even, if you put chicken wire in the middle? Not really, because chicken wires, I mean, these are bowing with like solid plastic in them. So if these are making plastic curl, I would have thought chicken wire would be even softer or easier to curl. Oh, I need to be filming some of this as well. I haven't done these bits. I'll film in a second. Mark Bowen, good evening. So I'm going to go and get some. Oh no, I've got another one there. That's cool. So I'm going to get some more glue, but I've got one behind me, which is awesome. Yeah, anyone does do a lot of obviously gluing and making. If you haven't already or you don't use them, get some of these. I think you can just about see it in the camera. So basically, obviously you got your nozzle, but you get these things, and it's like a pack of, oh, I don't know, about a pack of 100. Really cheap. Obviously it goes on the end and just makes a nice long thin nozzle, so you can really get into, well, wherever it is you want to put the glue, which is pretty cool. Because I normally cut these right down, but because this glue comes out so quick, I might actually leave this on there because it might try and slow it down a little bit. So it does come out pretty fast. Right, so we'll just do a little bit, I think it's just a plain back. Yeah, pretty much. A little bit on the back, a little bit on the front. And so there's a couple of these little bits that go on the side. Well, I have made this, I think, or this, I think, should have been a bit further out, because that gap should have been a bit bigger by the looks of it. Yeah, or maybe even this might have been a bit smaller, I'm not too sure. Again, so this is the problem, there's a variety of pictures or images that I'm using as a reference, but some of them are a little bit different. Not by much, but enough that if I follow one picture and it's the wrong one, then it's going to obviously make things, well, that little bit wrong. But on the whole, I like it. It's cool. Right, what am I doing? A couple of little bits on the back. Do I have any bits that would fit? So again, this is where it's good that I am going to go over the whole thing with the goo, because like this bit here, it kind of fits, but there's a bit of a gap. But because I'm going to put sprue over it, it doesn't matter. So that's why it's quite nice to obviously keep hold of any bits that can't get cut off. I'm keeping hold of just because they are usable. How many people we got on? We've got 32 people on. At the moment, I haven't even seen what this video's got. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. I'm going to put the link in the description again, guys. If you're on like a single tablet or phone, quickly click on this link, pop over, give the other video a thumbs up, and then pop back, please. So there's a link there. Let's pin that to the top. There you go, message pinned. So that link will take you to my video that's premiering at 9 o'clock. And yeah, if you could drop that a little like, that would be awesome. Right, just hold that for a second. Oh, Redmore's got to do some real work. I'm going to do these back bits first, then turn it around and then do the bit on the other side. Right, I'm going to have a little look at these bits that go on here. I might try and make them both obviously at the same time, just so they're the same same size basically. So it seems to be roughly a little bit shorter than what this is. On the end, looks about right. Oh, again, let's do some filming, man. Oh, that'll be the phone. Dropped on the floor. As I haven't filmed for a little bit, I'm just going to do like a kind of a recap, show what I've done. Oh, I know what this with the light, because unfortunately it wasn't showing exactly what I could do. Let's see what leftover bits I've got. Yeah, is that right? Again, it's more about making everything symmetrical, just so that at least, even if the things aren't 100% accurate, as in they're like to the last millimetre, they're not the same size as the Forge World one. At least on this thing, they're the same. So good old bit of symmetry certainly help. Right, so I've got cutting this in half. Again, I say this, we're running out of room. It'd be nice to get back to a normal size project after this. One that I can get on my desk and have my bits near me, as opposed to one that sort of takes up the whole of my desk and there's bits just, well, off screen, there's bits everywhere. Yeah. Wolfstein, you were talking about me in Discord. You missed me. I know. I am so bad. I know. I can't. There's no excuse. I've got no reason not to go on there other than I am quite busy. Yeah, no excuse. I should be on there. So I do apologise that I'm not on my own Discord. Or I do go on occasionally, but it really is very occasional. 100. Is there any chance of morning streams next week? You know, when you're not working. Probably, yes. Yeah, I think next week morning streams are quite likely. Yeah, it'll be like school runs and then jump on. Although, to be honest, once I get the bulk of this built, I don't know how many more live streams I'll be doing of this. Right, let's move that one back out. Mainly because once this thing's kind of like built, as in all the bits are here, when I come to putting the ooey gooey stuff on to like try and smooth it out, as I keep saying, I can only put a very thin layer of goo on here at any one time, and then I've got to let it dry before I can do another layer. So the problem with doing a live stream is I'd put a little bit on, and then that would be it. I wouldn't be able to do any more. So the chances are, when I come to put the goo on this, I may well be doing that off live streams, because then I can literally just put a little bit on, leave it. Plus, I won't have to put it on my desk. I can leave it on the table or leave it somewhere else, because obviously I won't need to film it. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I am going to do some live streams. I'm not sure if I'll be doing any more live streams of this. Once I've got these back bits done, it is then a case of putting goo on this to try and smooth it out, and then leaving that and then sanding it. And again, the sanding I won't be able to do live streaming because I'll be taking it outside to sand it, because obviously, well, there's going to be a lot of mess. Obviously not good to breathe it in. I'll still be wearing a mask out there. So yeah, I'm not too sure how many live streams there will be after this one, if any really, to do with this, that is. So yeah, definitely still live streams, just not necessarily with this. If I get the bits ready to glue on this side, then I can film me sticking them all on. Was that it? That's not enough. these kind of have an angled bit on them. So that looks good. Wolverstone, oh no, done that one. EG95, the dogs are noticing the sounds you're making with the sprues and they're trying to figure out what it is. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out what I'm doing with sprues. Well, as long as it's not sending the dogs nutty, I guess that's not too bad. And that's cool. Right, so we can film a little bit now. Cool. So less waffling tonight, guys. Less waffling and more working. Docs off. Have I thought about filling the flat areas? Should give flatter surfaces and sharper corners than sanding. Or filing the flat areas. Yeah, filing it with what? Because that's kind of what I'm doing with the sandpaper. Sandpaper's kind of filing, kind of. I'm not sure. But basically, there's a few areas that I have done with the old sprue goo. Like here, I've done an area the other day, and it's pretty much flat. So that won't need a lot of sanding. So there's a lot of other areas that I've not done yet. So basically, yeah, the idea is to go over this with sprue goo to try and get that as smooth as, and then once that's fully dried, hardened like that as now, it shouldn't need a lot of sanding. It's only when you look at some of the rough areas that I've not done anything to, they look obviously like a badger's backside. Whereas some areas that I have put sprue goo on, they are pretty flat. So yeah, I am kind of hoping that my sanding will be quite a minimum and not as much as I originally thought, just because of the way I can try and smooth out the goo. What I'll do with these panels is, because I want to sort of come along and then go down, I might as well use my nice thin sheets, because then I'll be able to bend them. Well, bend it or crack it. Once I start eating biscuits though, that's it. I can't let myself keep going now. Let's have a little measure again. Hopefully the other side's the same. Yep, cool. So these are those panels that dried. I say, when it's cold, these seem to dry quick, and that seems to cause more creases in the things, which normally would be a kind of an issue. But obviously, as I'm going to go over the whole thing with goo, it's not so much of an issue. Or if I was making something for old Crazy Dave, or just orcs in general, then these kind of panels would be perfect. Good old rough and ready. This bottom bit curves off and then goes down a bit. Aisha, my work is finished and I'm back. Oh, I didn't even. Sorry, I didn't see you were there. Missed you. I'm glad your work's finished. Oh, is this that that diamond thingy? Is that what you're doing? Cutting off nibbly knobbly bits. Haven't said that for a while. Redmore. Yeah, I've been focused. Yeah. Yeah. Apologies for not noticing you were on earlier, Aisha. I have been saying to people I'm doing less waffling today or tonight, just so I can crack on and get some of this done. And obviously, yeah, that's obviously how I missed you, because I was head down working, which makes a change. Yeah, that's not too bad. Neglecting his fans, I know. What can I say? sometimes getting the job done is just more important. Mainly because I do waffle on sometimes and I get very little done. So it should be able to just sort of give us a bit of a bend, although I want to go the other way really. Don't want it to snap, but oh, there we go. It's bending nice. Cool. Okay, this panel is probably a good week or so old, but obviously it's still fairly flexible and bends, which is kind of cool, especially when you want it to bend. I missed you. I always miss you, Aisha, when you're not there. Yeah, again, so I've definitely done a bit of a miscalculation somewhere because the gap here should be about another finger's worth by the looks of it on the picture I'm looking at now. But obviously it's too late to really change that. I don't really want to chop off loads of this. Or do I? To chop it off or not to chop it off? That's the question. Right. I'm going to draw a line to where I think it should really be. Oh yeah, it'll affect the front quite a bit. Because I think the gap should be about that. But again, the first image that I was kind of working from, it showed it being quite near, whereas now it kind of doesn't. So I reckon there should be a gap about that. Oh, this side was smaller anyway. About 3. I think I'm going to cut it. It's one of those things where when I look at it, because it's not quite right, I could just carry on and do what I'm doing, but that would always be in the back of my mind. And I think for the sake of me spending 20 minutes, half hour, cutting this and correcting it, but then knowing it looks proper, I think it's worth doing. Yeah, I don't know how I've made that gap so small when it is meant to be that. Yeah, so yeah, we're going to chop it off. I can't chop any off. Where am I going to stick the fireworks? Yeah, the fireworks will still go up the bum. Up the bum, no harm done, all that. But yeah, no, I'm going to chop these bits off just because if I don't, I know when I do the rest, it will play on my mind that I should have chopped that off because the gap is too small. I mean, this side doesn't seem as bad. This side's obviously got quite a bit more to go. It's definitely the same. Yeah, it's about 3. Yeah, 3. Yeah, I'm going to chop it because I say otherwise, it's like my desk. When my desk gets messy, I have to tidy it. I can't not tidy it because it plays with my mind. And this is one of those things. If I don't do it, it will play with my mind. As much as I'd like to crack on and get the rest done, I can't. I need to get this correct. So I'm going to film myself chopping it off, just so then when I come to edit this thing, I'm basically going to say what I just said to you then, that sometimes you have to do something because if you don't, it'll be playing on your mind. So yeah, right, let's move things out of the way because I need room. So I'm hoping I can just slice this with this quite nicely. Obviously it's going to mess up the front, which is a bit of a shame. I'll have to redo that, but yeah. I'd rather redo it. Say, again, because there's no rush, again, that's why I don't like doing deadlines on myself to getting things made. Because if I did say that I was going to make this and I had to get it done by a certain date, that would affect me doing this or not doing this. Because the chances are, if I had to get this done by a certain date, doing something that sets you back, you wouldn't do. But because I haven't got any dates, I can just do this as and when. It's going to get chalked off. So we'll film that. How are we doing time? Yeah, so don't forget, guys, I've got a video coming out tonight at 9 o'clock. And there's the link for it. So the link is in the chat description. If you could give that a click, that would be awesome. In fact, I'm going to stick that on the in the description as well. Where are you? Just going to add the link to my video that's coming out tonight in the description of this video. So now there's no excuse not to go and watch my other video when it premieres at 9. Because what I'll do is at 9 o'clock, I'm going to stop building on this. I'm going to let the stream carry on running, but we'll all go and watch the premiere. I think it's only a short one. I think it's about 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So we'll stop this, go and watch that, and then come back here. Right, there we go. So, obviously we've got half an hour. So half an hour I should be able to chop these and then try and correct them. So they are all ready for me to do whatever I need to do. So I'm basically going to go on here and sort of measure, or pretend to be measuring, to say, yeah, the gap should be bigger. And that's why I've got obviously my line going there. And then a case of carefully doing this without chopping fingers off. But I say the good thing is this is relatively, well, it's kind of soft and it's not soft, said the actress to the bishop. It's a case of if you keep scoring it enough, it does obviously eventually cut through. And definitely a lot of brute force. There we go. And now I've got to try and get this bit. There we go. So obviously the cutting isn't too bad, but obviously now I've just got to fix where everything was. Andre keeps nodding off. Yeah, me too, buddy. See you sometime next week. Yeah, you have a good weekend, mate. Have a good weekend, and yeah, see you some. Yeah, so we'll be live streaming next week. It's just whether or not I'm doing this, I'm not sure. can kind of do is just move this along a bit. That mini 11 grot and the suits. And the suits. I'm not sure what you mean by and the suits. If I've said something and that relates to what I've said, then I can't remember what I've said. Or if it relates to something else, then pardon me, I must have missed something. Well, yeah, the Pathfinders, I still haven't melted them yet. They're still in the box. They will be melted. I've got a lot of sprue goo to put on this. I mean, the top's going to take quite a bit, but the bottom, this bit here, needs to be nice and rounded. So I've got to fill in quite a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of sprue goo left to put in this. So those Tau Mantas are going to be in this ship, in obviously the form of goo. But so I am going to keep one Tau Manta back. The lucky survivor. The circus suits. I'm lost even more now. Again, don't forget, I've got memory like a sieve. So if I've said something and you're relating to what I've said, yeah, I forget things after like 2 minutes. Well, there we go. It didn't take too long cutting that bit off. That's quite. So it's definitely worth doing. So for the sake of a few minutes, obviously still got a bit more tidying up to do, but for the sake of a few minutes, making that gap bigger, so it does look more like the Forge World one. Definitely worth it. A new red gobbo has come out. So I must admit, because I'm now getting into D&D, I've not been looking at any of the Warhammer stuff. As in any sort of, well, any of their figures or anything. Plus, again, I'm now printing out, I'm printing out a lot of minis now. So, yeah, I'm not going to be buying any more Warhammer stuff. Going to make the Tau Crisis suits or the Fire Warrior. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, there's no compartments are going to be coming off of this. This is just like one solid build. So yeah, there's going to be no figures inside it other than those that are going to be melted into sprue goo. And obviously they'll be kind of inside it, in a way. Well, I was saying, I've just got one panel going all the way along. Yeah, so I've actually use one of these panels actually. Come off too. Right. Nice little twangy noise. Heretic. You call me what you want. I don't care. Hey, I'm a D&D lover now, not a Warhammer. Have I missed anything? Nah, I don't think so. 99% GW sprues, 100% GW. Where's the 1% that's not? It's all GW, man. Every single last bit. You slimy traitor. I think Streamlabs is turned off. So you could have done that as one word or 2 words or whatever. I don't know. ASMR stream now. Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to do one of them very well. Don't think I've quite got the right kind of voice for ASMR. I've got the right kind of face for it, but not the right kind of voice. Yeah, if I cut this, no, let's let's put the panel in here. Let's get this side, this one done. Yeah, we'll get this done, then we'll cut the other one off. Right, this is where I'm getting too many bits of stuff. Oh, no, let's cut this. I keep thinking I'm going to push this, it's just going to fall off the edge. It won't do any damage to this, but obviously I'm on the first floor, so it's going to make a lot of noise on the floor, and the person below will be like, what the? Like big thunder in his in their flat. Right. There we go, and oh god, let's measure again. I seem to be in the mood for measuring tonight. So, 4. Yeah, that's right. It banned Lazarus. I don't even know what he did to be banned, because I've never known it to ban anyone before. Even when we had that numpty on that was like spamming loads of things, and then getting a new account and spamming again. I mean, even he wasn't banned. So I don't quite know. Why Lazarus was obviously picked out. I don't even know what he put. Was it just probably caps or something? You slimy traitor. Right. Well, one good thing though about making this wider, it's making it easier for me to sort of get in there and do stuff, whereas before it was such a small gap, it was difficult, whereas having it bigger is easier. So it's kind of probably saved me a lot of time just because it's easier. I need to try and get rid of that little pin though. I can't quite get. Man, that's in there tough. Oh, that's cool. This is a new sprue idea. I'm piggybacking off Alan Forbes, going throne style sprue. Sprues for the sprue throne. So that could be a good idea, because again, a lot of the stuff I want to make from now on, it's obviously going to be D&D related, but sort of related to all kinds of tabletop stuff. So yeah, making a throne would be quite a cool thing. Right, let's chop that bottom off. Take a shot each time sprue. Oh yeah, I must admit, whenever obviously I've recorded my voiceover this morning for a video. I don't know what it is, but whenever I do a video, there always seems to be one word that for whatever reason I say it lots of times. And so seems to be a word that I say a lot. And there's a word in this one that's coming out this evening. I can't think what it is, but it's one word. And when I listen back to it, because obviously I do the voiceover bit, then I save it or burn it, whatever you want to call it, and then I watch it again just to make sure there's no errors. And when I'm watching it again, there's always one word I keep hearing myself saying. It's like, why do I keep saying this one word? And yeah, so is a word. And obviously there's a stage where I went through obvious, or obviously. That's in a lot of videos. And so, let's say so is in loads, and there's something in this one. Maybe I should make like a little challenge. Find the word that I say the most in this video. Yeah, I'm not sure what the word is in this one. Well, it might be so, I'm not too sure. Anyway, I'm waffling again. That mini loving grot, your kitten is disappointed. Oh, what can I say? Not a lot. Right, so how many people are watching? We've got 29 people here. There's only 11 thumbs up on my video that's premiering in 23 minutes. So we needed to change that. hold this for half an hour. You say just way too often. Yeah, it's bizarre because, again, I think the problem is because when I do my videos, again, I film clips, film loads of little bits, put it all together, and then as I'm watching it, that's when I'm doing the talking. But it's because I sort of say a sentence, and then obviously I stop, and then I say another sentence and stop. Obviously, the normal way you talk, really, you say a sentence and then you stop. But whenever I stop, I always seem to start the next sentence with the same word as the other one, which is why I think I say so quite a lot. So again, I say a sentence, and then so on to this bit, or so I do this bit now. So yeah, so just gets so said all the time. Or yeah, so obviously, I don't know why there was a couple of videos where I just say it about 10 times. Obviously not in a row, but it's probably the start of every sentence. Obviously I do this next, or obviously I take this, or obviously it's just nuts. But hey ho, that's just me. Yes. Or maybe it's because I think it is obvious, Aisha. It's like, obviously this is how you do it. 2 thumbs down. Oh, what, on this one? Yeah, the thumbs down guy hasn't gone to the other video yet. Quite surprising, because there's 11 thumbs up. I say thumbs down guy, he must have the super bell on. Because sometimes he almost gets the thumbs down before I get a thumbs up on it. So I literally do a video, stick it on, and obviously straight away I give it a thumbs up. And I've done it before, I've given it a thumbs up, and then almost a split second later, Mr. Thumbs Down man's there, thumbs down, it's like, whoa, he's fast. We found that guy. Maybe he doesn't like me saying obviously all the time. Because maybe he's thinking, well, it's not obvious, so why say it? It's like, well, obviously it is. Right. I'll leave that a little bit long because I can just trim the top off. Yeah, no, I'm happy with this. Yeah, definitely having that bigger gap is better. 53 thumbs up. But I haven't got 53 thumbs up on my video that's premiering that I'm going to keep spamming in chat. I wonder if I did turn old Streamlabs on and I spammed this link, if it would put me in a timeout. So, have another one. Have another one. Oh, there you go. I've spammed my own chat. Take that, chat. Yeah, Kayoma, you're right. I think he just likes going around spamming things and I'll have another one and putting thumbs down. But hey ho. But again, if he makes him happy, sometimes the simple little things in life, if they make you happy, then fair enough. That's quite lucky. Actually, went to the end. Bosh. I need to chop the bottom bit as well, actually. Can I do it with scissors? Oh. No, not quite. Started alright, but then it got a bit tough. Gosh, oh, that's on the floor. Be stepping on that later. Right, well, I think the easiest bit here is just trim it with the scissors. Mini loving got misclicked. Yeah. Oh, you clicked the thumbs up on accident. Oh man, that is careless. You had one job to do and you messed it up. Right. It's like giving someone a little haircut. This just a little bit off the top set. I think Redmore's been funny. Any chance you'll have a video up today at 9 PM, I'd love a link to the video to leave a thumbs up. Funny enough, Redmore, I have. I would drop the link right now for you. There you go. Martin Cannon, yes, this is a cracking build. You're not wrong. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, but I will be pleased when I get my desk back to doing normal sized builds that don't mean I've got to take all my ArtStation stuff off and have my desk like a tip. Obviously, the bit you're seeing on the screen doesn't look too bad. You can only see a little bit of mess here. But this little bit of mess here continues, and it's, I've got an L-shaped desk. So this bit that's in front of me is exactly the same to the right of me. And at the moment I can't see the desk because it's just full of, well, it's got my mask, it's got my gloves, it's got the sprue goo, it's got my keyboard, it's got loads of bits of offcuts. It's just a mess. But hey ho. I have to persevere so I can crack on and have fun with this. Yeah, cool. So I can trim a little bit actually with this. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Get the old goo over the top and that will be lovely. Oh, pardon me. Do you have enough links? No, probably not. Should I do another one? Links to what? Right, let's have a look. There's, oh yay, Mr. Thumbs Down Man is over there. Is that you, Grot? Oh, it's on 13. 13 up, 1 down. 13's an odd number. I like even numbers. Right. Oh man, I've got glue on my ear, my finger. Just put it on my ear. That's annoying. Right. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to cut this side. I'll do that bit in the middle in a second. The fact I've got that bit done, I'm happy with. I'll get it done on this side. And I'll be doing 1/4 So yeah, get this cut. Maybe get the panel in here. And then we're going to go and watch my other video. I say, I'm sure it's only I think it's about 8 minutes. But we'll go and have a watch of that. Or I should have made a card up that I could have put on this screen to say, popped over, watch the video, and then come back. Oh, you're 13, and you found the one. You've been here since the start, Martin. That's awesome. What do I think about YouTube hiding the dislike count? Everyone seems to have an opinion. Well, again, I think when I first started this channel, I kind of took it to heart that someone would put a thumbs down. But literally, you could have the best video ever, and there are people who just go around putting thumbs down. I think they almost watch anything to thumbs down it. Because basically, when you click on something, the title kind of gives away what it's about. The thumbnail gives away what it's about. So yeah, so you kind of know what you're getting before you actually go on it. So why you'd watch something you're not going to like is always beyond me. And again, I'm old school. I'm one of these people, if you've got nothing nice to say about someone, you just don't say anything at all. So I would never thumbs down a video, even if I thought it was rubbish or clickbait or any of that kind of stuff. I still wouldn't thumbs down it because that's not my nature. But that being said, the fact that the thumbs down don't affect the overall rating of a video kind of makes it even more reason not to worry about thumbs down, because it doesn't have a negative effect. And again, from what I've read or seen, YouTube sees thumbs down as well. Thumbs down, thumbs up, it just sees as being positive because it's interaction. So it doesn't matter. The one is the great unclean one. What's it? 8 minutes is too short. I thought eight's quite a good number, isn't it? 8. Some women always want more. Crazy. Yeah, I'm sure it's only 8. Not sure. But either way, so we're going to go and watch that, and then I'm not going to stop the live stream. I'm just not going to do anything for those 8 minutes. I'm basically just going to keep saying, go and watch my video. Go watch my video. I should have recorded myself earlier saying that, and then just put it on a loop. Go watch my video. Go watch my video. But never mind. Eon's Battle tells us to put thumbs down on their live streams. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, personally, I think there's no need to have a thumbs down. Just say, because I think some people might take it to heart. Anyway, I'm waffling again. Look, you got me waffling, and I'm not cutting. I should have been. This should have been cut by now. I should have been putting the other bit in there, but I'm not. Blame you guys. Hopefully this will cut as well as the other one, and I don't cut my fingers. With its head. Well, so I must admit, this is like cut a whole lot easier than I first thought it might have done. So I am very pleased with that. And I say it's definitely worth doing, because it looks 100 times better. So it's only a small thing to do. But it's a small thing, but it just looks better. Let's just move this bit that's at the front. Wolfenstein, what did you miss? I don't know, you might have missed me doing this. Did you miss me putting the link on? Is that what you missed? What we got? We got 11 minutes. 11-minute countdown. Alrighty, oh, that's lovely. That fits there rather nice. Do that, do that. Yes, again, guys, I'm probably going to do some live streams next week, but they may not be of this. Just because I am now getting near the stage where the only thing I really need to do is put the sprue goo over it. And I say, rather than me moving on my desk about to do it on my desk, I might just do it on a table over there. Because I don't need to film any of that, but it means I can't live stream because, well, I can't get my stuff over there. And again, because when I put the sprue goo on, I'll literally put a little bit here. And then I'll leave it for like 2-3 hours and then put a little bit over here and then leave it and then work my way around. So again, it's going to be a difficult thing to live stream because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot at one time. I literally will just do like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and then obviously let it dry basically. So these are the bits I'm putting on now. Finishing off these thrusters. I've got to put a panel obviously in the inside, panel on the inside of that. These little bits just finishing off. And then that is pretty much the main build of this finished. It is then just making sure, going over everything with the sprue goo, getting all the angles and the curves and all that stuff really. Obviously didn't hold on to this long enough. So it is crazy the difference it makes in the weather. As in, because obviously it's colder now when I have the windows open. So when it's colder, the glue just takes a lot longer to dry. Wolfenstein already liked, commented, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm widening the gap. Stand clear of the gap. Yes. Yeah, I was looking at it, looking at the picture, looking at this, looking at the picture, looking at this, looking at the picture. I thought, my gap's not big enough. So yeah, I made the gap bigger. Again, this isn't going to be millimetres precise to the Forge World one, but obviously I want it to be near enough. And yeah, this gap was almost like half the size it should have been. So yeah, I took off about 10 about 10-15 millimeters off of this, and it looks a whole lot better. And again, in my mind, I feel better for doing it because it now looks more like the Forge World one, as opposed to, again, unless you had this and the Forge World one next to each other, then you'd go, oh yeah, I can see the differences. If you just look at this one and then you casually look at a picture, you'd be like, oh yeah, it looks similar. But so that gap looked too small to be similar. Future live stream of building a D&D castle. Possibly one of the first things I want to build is the front entrance to like a dwarven cave. So it's gonna be like set in the mountain, but obviously a huge big sort of wooden door with a couple of pillars either side that might have statues on. So that's something I'm going to be building soon. So yeah, that might well be in the live stream. So that's what I'm saying. The live streams that I'm doing, oh sorry, the D&D stuff that I'm doing, it's still going to be beneficial to use for other stuff because it's all about building and making stuff. So yeah, as much as it's not necessarily going to be Warhammer related, it's still going to be useful to learn from, to make stuff from Warhammer, and to obviously watch me and help me. Aisha, I don't always want more. I'm lucky if I get any. Yeah, you and me too. It's been a while. So I think I can officially class myself as a monk now. Like 7 minutes. 7 minutes, and then we're going to go and watch my premiere. I triple dog dare you to turn Streamlabs on and spam my own chat. I don't think it. I don't know. It might ban me. I don't know how it could ban me, but it might do. I'm not too sure. Miscast, you're here again, buddy. Make whatever you want. Yeah, I must admit that's what I'm. Yeah. You're so. Well, it's probably watching your channel that makes me think that way. That I should make more of what I want, as opposed to making content for the channel. Again, I say this all the time. I really fell into Warhammer somehow on this channel. It wasn't my intentions because obviously I've never played Warhammer, and obviously for the whole year that I've been doing this, I've never played Warhammer. I've not got an army to play Warhammer, but I make a lot of Warhammer stuff. Whereas I am now obviously, well, funny enough, I played D&D with my kids last Saturday, which was awesome. So this, the video I got coming out tonight with the Whiz Kids dungeon floor tiles, basically I built like a dungeon, made up a scenario, a scene. My kids went in, they were all monks because they wanted to be ninjas. And yeah, played for about 2 hours. They loved it, I loved it. Last night I met up with some people and we did our session 0 to play D&D. So every Thursday I'm going to be playing D&D, which is awesome. And I've also got a game of D&D tomorrow. I'm not going to believe this, with my neighbours. Bumped into them. I've been here about a year. Chatted to them a couple of times. Not big chats, because obviously it's normally when we're passing. But chatting the other day, about a month ago. I don't even know how it came up. Somehow we mentioned D&D. And they were like, oh yeah, we're playing a game of that. It's like, what? And they were actually playing a game the day that I was talking to them. But I was busy, I was doing other things. But otherwise they said I could have joined in. So I'm going to have a game of D&D with my neighbours and their friends tomorrow. So I've not played D&D in 35 years. I mean, I played between 83 and 86. I am old. So I haven't played since 86. And then this week, I'm going to play 3 times in 1 week. All with different groups. Which is just awesome. And that's why I want to start making more D&D stuff. Because I'm actually going to make stuff that I use. Whereas, say, at the moment, I've got all these bits and pieces that I've made. And they just sit there. I don't use them. I don't touch them. I mean, anything I ever touch, sounds a bit wrong, is my burger. Just because I like showing it to you guys, because it still makes me laugh. And again, I like making things that put smiles on my face, and this puts a smile on my face. Yes, it's like that. Like I think that thing I made for the Monster Bash with Trent from Miscast. Obviously, I made that thing. I've given it to my kids because it looks scary. This is gonna sound so sad. It looks scary. And I don't like things that don't make me happy. So as much as I enjoyed making that donut Monster Bash thing. I just didn't like looking at it afterwards. So my kids have got it. It's kind of sad, really. But yeah, the burger I like, puts a smile on my face. Again, simple things for a simple person. But yeah, Sprue burger. Warhammer gets the clicks. Yeah, and again, the problem is, it's not just that it gets the clicks. My channel, if I put Sprue in the title or Warhammer in the title, YouTube picks up on that and promotes it to more people. Whereas if I don't put that in my title, then YouTube doesn't promote it as much. So it's not just that people watch it more, it's YouTube doesn't like my channel deviating from what it likes me to make, which again is a bit sad. So that's why I'm kind of like going to ease into the D&D by still doing obviously Warhammer kind of stuff and D&D, and then hopefully there'll be a stage where YouTube recognises my channel is going towards D&D, it is getting views and pushes that. But if it doesn't, well, then it doesn't, but I'm still going to make D&D stuff because I want to make stuff that I'm going to use, basically. Anyway, waffling on again. So yeah, guys, 2 more minutes and then I'm going to keep the live stream going, but I'm not going to do any work to this because we're all going to go and watch, just in case anyone who missed it, that link is the video that's coming out later on, well, coming out in 2 minutes or 1 minute. Basically, yeah, WizKids Dungeon Tiles. That's another good thing. Obviously, me doing more Dungeons and Dragons stuff. All those lovely companies out there that deal with Dungeons and Dragons in tiles and figures, they will send me stuff, which is obviously always nice when you get stuff for free. And I never turn a gift horse down. It's like, I've got another 3D printer. Did I tell you guys? Anygu messaged me only about 5 days ago and said, would I like one of their latest printer? I said, yeah, of course. Again, if anyone came around to my flat, I've got a small flat, I've got my printers in my kitchen, I've got 3 printers already, I've got 3 printers and I've got the wash station. Well, I'm now going to have 4 printers and a wash station in a kitchen that's like 5 foot square. But I couldn't say no. So yeah, I'll be able to print loads of figures. Anyway, I'm waffling again. Right, so how are we doing? We have got, I'll say that the premiere comes on, then it's like 2 minute countdown, isn't it? So yeah, we'll carry on doing this because obviously, even though the premiere starts at 9, it doesn't really start at 9. Wolfenstein, that's what I did. I did do that on a video. I put in the title, not the title, I think it's in the description. This video doesn't contain sprues. Well, I did something like that. And I think, yeah, I think it did get more views than if I didn't put sprue that title in it, but didn't get as many as other videos. So it's, again, it's all to do with YouTube and how they push your videos out. Because obviously they want people to watch your videos, so they'll push ones that they know. It's like my top, where's my analytics? I think my top 10 videos at the moment, let's have a look. No, not that one. Not that one. Oh, where is it? I think the top 10 videos on my channel at the moment that are being watched, as in like all my older videos, they're all sprue ones. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong buttons here. What's going on? So it might even be more than the top 10. Let's have a look. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, there you go. The top 15 videos on my channel at the moment that have been watched are all sprues. And then it's the WizKids framework one that I did obviously only a few days ago. But then the rest are all Warhammer. So yeah, it's just pushing all Warhammer stuff. Which I say, it's nice that it's pushing stuff so people are watching, but it's just a pain. But anyway, I'm waffling on. Enough of that waffling. Aisha's off to bed. No, hun. You sleep well. Or are you going to miss out? My video's just coming out. Hopefully you've left a comment. The burger is my magnus opus. It is. It's the one thing that I will always say. Well, I can never say always, but at the moment, this is my best build. It's the best thing I've built. It's the thing that makes me laugh. It's the thing that I always show on my channel. So all my other stuff's over there. Although a lot of the stuff that I built, I gave to my kids. Again, because I was running out of room. So my kids have got a lot of stuff that I've made. especially the scary stuff. Anyway, right, guys, I'm not going to do any more with this. I'm literally going to turn around and watch. The music's loud. Is that on the music loud on there? Right, so yeah, guys, I am now going to be watching my video. Sounds even sadder. Although hopefully I'm talking to no one now because you're already over there watching it. Anyone who is still here, I will be live streaming or carrying on with this build in a second. We're all just currently watching my video that's premiering right now. There's a link in the description and there is a link going to pop up in the chat. If you want to click on those links, pop over to the premiere of the video. We're all having a bit of a chat over there and then I will come back here and carry on with this build. Okay, yeah, we're going to come back here. Just close a few things down. Somehow I seem to have loads of things open. Right, well, cheers for watching the other one, guys. Let's do that one and that one. So yeah, cheers, guys, for popping over there. Much appreciated. Yeah, I must admit, I changed a few things, and I didn't notice with the sponsors. I moved the folder that contained the images, and there's me saying that I watch it to make sure it's all right. Obviously, I watched it, but didn't watch that end bit because the end bit's obviously the same in all the videos now. But yeah, I must have moved the folder that had the images in, so I need to source them images basically. Oh well, oops. Let's just check. Right. Cool. Yeah, no, say cheers, guys, for popping over. We'll crack back on this. Say basically, I want to get these. Let's say these are literally the last few panels to kind of be done. I say finishing this bit, finish those bits, the bit in here, and the bit there. As a 9:15. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep live streaming until I get these done. Again, if I don't waffle, I can't see why I can't get this all done in about an hour. If I waffle, then it could be more like 3 hours and it might not be done. So I am going to try and crack on and get this done. Just for the sake of once this bit's done, then it is then a case of getting the sprue goo everywhere. And yeah, we're getting sort of towards the good bit of the sanding it down. Because I really want to see just how well this all sands down. God, I can't even talk sometimes. Right, there's my ruler. Let's say we will have a measure. Censored sponsors, yeah. Yeah, they were being naughty. I say that, it's not worth cutting it, I might as well just put it up there and then I can trim it afterwards. That's kind of what I ended up doing on the other side anyway, so we will do that again here. This is where I wonder if everyone was here earlier, I wonder if everyone's going to come back, or a few of them might have watched the video and then just gone off. Anyway, you guys are here, I'm here. The important people are here. And I say we will get this other side done. I think as we didn't film the other side, I will film this side just in case. Again, sometimes some of this footage I'm filming doesn't need to be in the video, and then sometimes I kind of think, oh yeah, it does sort of make sense having it there. Stop that. Once this is dried, then I'll film me just trimming it off. So we'll hold this now. So I'm getting excited. It's really weird. I'm getting excited about having to go sanding this, just to see how smooth I can get it. That's why I'm kind of thinking, put the ooey gooey sprue stuff on it, let that harden, sand it down, then I'm probably going to go over it again, any little gaps, or I say sometimes this stuff, when you cut it, it's like it's honeycomb on the inside, especially when you put a big thick lump of sprue goo. Once that eventually dries and hardens, because the acetone's inside, the acetone obviously evaporates, it leaves like little pockets, but they're like minute little pockets, and it's like cut into like a beehive. It's just little bits of honeycomb sort of air looking. So yeah, that will need more goo basically. Are you all going to do a little ooey gooey chant? Ooey gooey sprue. Right. Oh, there's a bit of a gap there. Well, I can hold that with one hand and I can eat a biscuit with the other hand. Well, again, I like breaking biscuits up just because I feel like I'm eating more then. Just hold that bit. Good enough excuse to have a bit more biscuit. Cut it with scissors first, that was the easier bit. Maybe a bit of milliput for the craters, no shrinkage. Yeah, see then the problem is it'll be like 99.999999% sprue and that little bit milliput. So yeah. Well, the thing is, when you, I mean, we're talking like small little areas to fill the sprue goo. So a small area, it doesn't really shrink and it doesn't sort of leave holes and stuff. It's only when you're obviously doing a large area that you are then going to get shrinkage when it tries to like contract on itself, and obviously that's when it starts to then sort of creak and crack and all the rest of it. But yeah, small areas, it's kind of fine. Man, there's my fingers glued. EJ, I'm hoping an hour. There's no reason why I can't get done the bits I want to get done now in an hour. It's just whether or not I chat too much, and that slows me down. So that's what's up. I'm going to try not to waffle now. I'll answer questions, obviously, have a bit of a chat, because I can't help have a bit of a chat. But yeah, I really want to try and get these. Like I say, it is just a few bits left, really. Right, as we've got it this way round, I'm going to fill that front bit in. I've got any good offcuts. Pardon me. That's a perfect offcut. I've got to tie up with my mess because I'm having problems finding bits I need now. So let's get all these little bits. I can go in the bin. Right. There we go. Everything's a bit cleaner. I can see the bits that are on my desk. Cool. Right, so this bit that sort of slopes down, does slope down, and a bit of it kind of overhangs, not by much, just by a little bit. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Again, good old eyeballing here, no measuring. Oh, that's a bit thick for the scissors there. All right. Look at that, a quick second for that to dry. I can have a little drink. Oh, that was one out. Oh, it has now. Again, let's have a go. Let's do some more measuring. Definitely in a measuring mood today. So 4. Filming just in case. a bit too impatient. It's not quite glued properly. Right, we'll leave it a bit longer this time just so it is dried. In fact, I don't know what, I'll leave that. I can do the same on the other side. I'll give it time to dry. Oh, Killer Whale, thank you so much. The absolute mad lad is doing it. Are you going to smooth out the panels? Yes. Yes, everything. Basically what I'm doing, Killer Whale, is basically making obviously the basic shape of everything. Everything is going to get a very thin layer of sprue goo over it. So that will help smooth it all out and fill in any holes and cover basically any gaps, cracks and that sort of stuff. And then once that's had, I'm going to leave it about 3-4 days. So basically it's going to get sprue goo everywhere. Left for about 3-4 days. Going to give it a good sanding down. And then any areas where there's like honeycomb underneath where I sanded it down and it's gone like little pit holes, that'll get some more sprue goo. And then that'll be sanded down after another 2-3-4 days. So yeah, so the plan is to get this as smooth as the original one. That's my plan anyway. So yes, there's going to be a lot of, so that's why I say this is all the basic shapes. That's why I don't mind if there's like gaps in between bits or bits don't quite meet. That doesn't really matter because it's going to get a layer of sprue over everything, and that'll obviously tidy it all up, and to say that'll help smooth out areas. So I shouldn't have to sort of be doing too much sanding, hopefully. But no, thank you for the donation, Killer Whale. Thank you so much. Yeah, much appreciated. So yeah, so say that's why again this project is going to be a lot different from anything else I've made with sprues, because I've never really sanded sprues down to make them super smooth. I have done, well, when I did the Orc Battle Wagon, the actual sprue itself, I cut the nibbly knobbly bits off, and then these got a bit of a sanding down, just so I could glue them like butt together really, really sort of nicely. But I've never sanded down sprue panels before. So again, that's why I'm really enjoying this project, because I've done a few things on here that I've not done before, and obviously sanding it down to make it super smooth is something I've not done before. So it'll be interesting to see just how smooth you can get sprue goo. Yeah, that's the plan. 'Twas the night of the sprue build with a manta on the mat. Not a hobbyist was waffling, not even in chat. Awesome. Yeah, I did quite a long bit there about talking, didn't I, really? Which is quite cool. But say, it's amazing how much I get done when I don't waffle and talk. And then it's obviously amazing how little I get done when I do waffle and talk. I'm just going to glue this bit down because this seems to have come away from whatever it was touching. Hold it to that. And again, good reason for holding on to the glue. I get to a bit of biscuit. I'll grab some more. Why not? Oh. Bit too big, that bit. Even for my mouth. Cheers, Rick. Oh, pardon me. Yeah. I say that there honestly isn't a lot more to do now, other than the sprue goo and the sanding and all that kind of stuff. But the actual build of all the parts is almost done. I've just got to do a little bit on these, fill in the backs of these, fill in this back, and fill in the front of these, and then that's done. And not as wonky to assemble. No. So I couldn't believe when I watched his video the other day, or last week, or whenever it was. Yeah, the amount he had to do to it to make it fit was just, yeah, it was nuts. Right, I hope that bit's stuck on now. What kind of biscuits? It's McVitie's digestives. Well, McVitie's chocolate digestives. And it says it's the nation's favourite milk chocolate. So there you go. So yeah, nothing too exciting, but nice. I mean, I do like, oh, it's come off again. I do like chocolate hobnobs, but that's what took my tooth out, eating a chocolate hobnob. I mean, I've not got the strongest of teeth, so it wasn't like it was a mega super chocolate hobnob. But yeah, chocolate hobnob is what broke my tooth. Man, I thought this would have glued and dried by now. I'm going to do my cheating bit. I'm going to get my UV glue and glue this sucker on, because he keeps coming off. So if in doubt, bit of UV resin, good old bit of cheating. Let's say UV resin and then obviously super glue on it. Oh, pardon me, works wonders. And then just like that, it shouldn't move. He says optimistically. Right, let's put some more glue on. I'll keep putting. It's good I've got loads of this glue. Maybe I should try and get the top bit glued and then let's do the whole thing. Red Boy, seen those in international aisle at the grocery. What does digestive mean? I know obviously your stomach's got the digestive tract, but digestive biscuits are just, I don't know, biscuits. Digestive. Yeah, I don't know. Not too sure, just always know them as digestive biscuits. But yeah, I suppose when you think about it, it's quite weird because it is obviously your digestion. I don't know, I'm waffling now, I've got a clue. Yeah, Rick, I'm with you, mate. I would be sending it back. If it came to me and you got to do all that work to it, yeah. It's like, do they not have some sort of like product control or whatever it is? Not product control. You know what I mean? Someone just checking things are how they should be and they're not bent or too big. Right. How are we doing? 20 to 10. Yeah, I reckon 10:30 if the gluing goes well and I don't chat too much, I'll have this done. Although, say, definitely having issues trying to get the glue drying. Right, if I can put something down there, then I've got to hold it. Ta-da! Right, so I can do the other side. This is the same. Yeah, this is the one. There. Quality control, thank you. That's the word I couldn't think of. The quality. Yes, there is. Well, they can't have quality control because if they have, someone's doing a very, very bad job. 4, wasn't it? 4 there. Yeah, 4. Cool. That's handy because this side is exactly the same as the other side, which is always nice, especially when I'm not exactly measuring as much as I would normally. Anders Nilsson, you spoke to your local GW. The staff there love my work. Cool. Where's your local? Are you in the UK or are you sort of miles away? So the nearest GW to me, I believe, is in Reading. So obviously I'm in the UK, so in Hampshire there's a place called Reading. And that's my nearest GW store. Because if I did contact them and they want to sort of display it there for a bit, I would be more than happy with that. Sussex. Okay, well that's not far. Because isn't Sussex kind of like on the border of Hampshire? Evening, Cyber Matt. Hope you're well. Right, just hold this a little bit longer, and then I think then I'm going to fill this big one in here because this just is a big eyesore. So I'll fill that in, and then yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So we've got 7 more panels to do, and then it is just a case of going over every part of this with some sprue glue. Down by Brighton. Yes, I'm not. Brighton's about an hour from me, so it's not far. Far enough. Yeah. Although, Anders, when you're next in your one, ask them, would they want to display this in their shop? Because if they did, I'd happily drive down to Brighton, because I'd go down there, drop this off, and then go down to the beach and have a bit of a walk. I do like walking. But But yeah, no, seriously, Anders, yeah, next time you're in your GW store, ask them, would they want to display this there somewhere once it's built? So I'm thinking 2 weeks time, this should be done. Yeah, I can't see why this wouldn't be done in 2 weeks. Because what's going to happen now is when I do the sprue all over it, I'm going to do that a little bit each day, which is why I say I'm not going to do any live streaming of that, because it literally will be a case of me putting some goo on, 5-10 minutes to do it, leaving it, then doing another little bit, 5-10 minutes, leaving it, and obviously I can only do so much sprue goo each day because of obviously how much I can make up. So that's what I think. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Yeah, do that, and then yeah, let me know. So you can contact me, Anders. Obviously, my email is in the description below, or go on Facebook. I've got a page on Facebook. You can contact me that way. And let me know. Yeah, let me know what they say. Rick, 2 weeks. Yeah, I reckon I'm going to have this done. Again, I'm not going to set a deadline. So if it's more than 2 weeks, then don't shoot me. If it's less than 2 weeks, then pat me on the back, because I can't see it being less than 2 weeks. But more now because of the time left in between each sort of stage of me putting sprue goo on, and the fact that once I have got this covered in sprue goo, I'm going to leave it for at least 3-4 days and then give it a good sanding. Takeshi69, evening all, evening to you. Manta's coming along. Yeah, I say we are not far now. We're on the home stretch, but it's a long home stretch. As in, there's not too much to do, but there's still a lot of time involved in doing what I need to do. Right. Yeah, these aren't really big enough, are they? It's a shame. Oh, I was saying that is perfect. Blimey. That was Andy Harry. Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised that is the perfect size. It's almost like I planned it. But obviously didn't really plan it. Kind of there. And there. Again, when I'm normally building things, I am normally more precise. As in, I would normally measure everything and cut it so it fits well. Because this is going to have a layer of sprue goo over the top, if I get this and I cut it and it's like a millimetre too little, as in it leaves a gap, doesn't matter, it's going to get sprue goo over it. So that's why I'm being a little bit more relaxed on my measuring, and I'm just measuring it by eye sometimes. Oh, pardon me. Yes, I have that devil-may-care attitude with this, just because it is going to get sprue gooed everywhere. Yes, again, if you were with me last night, these are the panels that I made last night. Still relatively soft, but nice and flat. I say it's only after a few days, when the acetone is fully gone, that unfortunately these panels curl up like a curly thing. But again, once this is like glued into place, because it's glued in, there is no room for it to sort of move around, which is why I say this box frame hasn't distorted or done anything. It stayed like a nice sort of box that I made, which is cool. Right, what I was thinking about doing is actually put like a thin runner on the inside, and then I can just push this up to the runner. Oh, that's not. Is that the one? Cool. I was going to say, I know I'm not measuring and cutting, but that's like, that's way out. But the wrong bit, this bit. Fit in there nicely. Yes, I think I might glue some sprues in so I can push this against the sprues so it won't go too far in, basically. Because it's going to go in and leave a little bit of a sort of rim around the edge. Yeah. Let's just have another one of these. So yeah, so I'm going to try not to do too much talking from now on, just because I want to concentrate on doing this. So, but yeah, any questions, obviously, guys, if you put Amateur Hobbyist in your title, it'll highlight it in orange, just like Cyber Matt has. Did I get the rear end of... Yes, I did look at the rear pictures. And yeah, I'm kind of doing it like it is, but mine's going to have a little less detail. Because some of this back paneling, there's a few extra, like kind of like ridges. Nothing major. So it's the kind of thing that if I do the basic box shape, afterwards I could get some sprues and like glue the sprues on just to make those extra little bits and pieces that sort of are there, really. Yeah, because Steve managed to get hold of the instructions on how you put it all together, and in that there's a few that show basically that panel. So it's not like fully built, but it'll show this bit before you sort of build it, which is pretty cool. Right. Oh, look at that. That fits perfect too. Right. So we'll go all the way along. So what was, I'll put these little bits in, and then once these are all in, then I'll film myself putting the panel in. Right. I'll hold that for a second. That's fine for that one, and this presumably will fit nicely at the top. Which it does. Why is this bit not sticking? Right, let's stick that under there, and then I can have a little look. Ooh, don't fall off. This up. Cool. Although I want to pop that back out because I want to film me doing that. But at least I know it fits in there just right. Right. just the front and the back of the thrusters, and then I think we are done. Yeah, I've taken quite a lot of footage in the build of this, so yeah, the editing could take a while. I'm going to try and not make it too long a video. Yeah, I really don't want it to be any longer than like 20 minutes. I know the footage I've got is probably like about an hour and a half or more, but yeah, I don't like long videos, so I will be trying to trim it down quite a bit. Yeah, I've done no editing, no narrating or anything for the video yet. Basically, because it is, I prefer to get it all the video work done, as in all videoed, because then when I go to edit it, I put it all obviously on the timeline. I start watching it, I trim bits, and then I'll watch it again. And then when I watch it again, I might think that there's a bit that's kind of repeated that doesn't need to be shown. So obviously, like with this, I've only sort of say I've shown how to do, or shown how I've done one side. I don't need to show the other side. So yeah, I like to put all of the footage in first, watch it, trim it, then watch it again, trim bits again, delete some bits that I don't think are necessary, and then I'll go over the whole thing and then do the narration. So yes, again, I mean the build itself, I mean it's like the Orc Stomper. I think that was around about 35 hours of actual build time. I didn't include any of the time I had to wait for making sprue goo or wait for it to harden. It was about 35 hours of actual building time. And then, yeah, I think that one was probably a good 4 or 5 hours of editing, which for some people probably isn't much, but for me that's quite a lot because I don't do any special like effects, I don't do sound effects, I don't do whizzy animations. I literally trim all my stuff down and then do the voiceover. So I keep it nice and simple. But yeah, it's still a lot of editing to go through and basically determining what footage kind of seemed important, basically. I'm going to do the same again here. I'm going to put some like little stoppers in there, just so when I put this on, it doesn't go sort of too far in, basically. It seemed to work on the other one, although it's gone down a bit. Right, just going to hold that there for a second because it seemed to pop out. The director's cut, yeah. Or do just the unedited cut, which, well, basically all you got to do is watch all these live streams to see the full build, because obviously you say everything I've done so far has been on a live stream. Yeah, again, Anders, yeah, all my live streams will show everything that I've done. It's like, because obviously the filming, obviously I've not filmed everything, obviously. But yeah, the live streams will show everything. So if you went back and saw the very first one, you'll see me, well, making the panels. I think was the first thing I did, wasn't it, on this? So I think the first few live streams were basically me just building like the box, the main box for this. Which again, at the time I knew that was the main, quite an important thing to do. It's like building a house. Get the foundations right, then everything else follows. But getting the foundations can take quite a while, and it's obviously quite a messy job. I mean, that was the same when I made these panels. It was kind of like a bit of a boring, monotonous thing, because I was basically doing a lot of trimming of the sprues, cutting the nibbly-knobbly bits off, putting the sprue goo in between, making loads of panels. So I think I must have made about 10 panels, 10, 12 panels straight away. And then assembling all the panels and into like just a box. So again, it wasn't very exciting, but I'm sure that's what the first couple of live streams were all about. But say once you've got the basics done, then everything else goes well. Splice them all and run it at 20 times speed. I think it would still last quite a while. Troy, hello buddy, you alright? Yeah, it's getting there, Troy. It's getting there. Yeah. Looking forward to tomorrow. I've got the figures are all painted, so yeah, can't wait to show you what the figures look like. What was I doing? Oh, this is the bit I was doing, wasn't it? I was going to glue that on the inside. Right, I'll run that for a second. Again, while we're waiting, get the old biscuit, keep the brain cells going. Should be fine. Yeah, lovely. Fits in there just right, nice and sort of recessed in a little bit. Again, I don't know how well you can sort of see that bit I've just done, but it's kind of recessed in a bit. Again, doesn't matter about the little gaps because they're going to get sprue gooed to fill them in. I've just got a load of glue on my fingers. Not that the wet wipes help that much. AP, how do I plan to smooth the final product? It's going to be a combination of a thin layer of sprue goo over everything, because that'll help fill in all these little little holes, and then it's going to be sanded, and that's how we're going to get this as smooth can be. Right, is that one going to fit? No, that's a shame. Should be able to get two out of this one now. Called in for a night shift. No. Oh wow. So, oh bless. Well, hopefully your night shift you can sleep a little bit. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm looking forward to the D&D. Yeah, if anyone is on, guys, Troy is my neighbour, but obviously at the moment he's at work. It's a bit of a pain. So yeah, so Troy is going to be the guy that I'm going to be playing D&D with tomorrow. Well, not just Troy. There's a few other people as well. But yeah, called in for a night shift. God, I've not done a night shift anywhere for years. I don't know why this gap seems to be smaller than the other gap. Yeah, kind of shouldn't be. And this bit keeps curving up. Right, so this is going to have to be just cut as it is, because obviously it's for some reason a bit thinner on one end and a bit taller on the other. So good old cheating, do that and then just mark. Cool. Any ideas what to sell it for? I'll have to admit, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to put it on eBay, and I might put a reserve of, I don't know, say £300. Oh, pardon me. And if it goes for £300, great. Or obviously anything more than £300, great. If it doesn't go for £300, that's when I might see if there's anyone near me that has got a big open field, get some fireworks, put fireworks inside this, and kaboom it. Yeah, I would rather have more fun kabooming it than selling it like super cheap. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking £300 as a reserve. I'm not sure. I mean, people might not even pay 50 quid for it. So I think so when this is finished, I've probably spent around about £40 on acetone, and I'll probably use maybe sort of £5 in glue that I had. Obviously Steve has sent me loads of glue, so I'm using the glue that Steve sent me now, so that's not costing me anything. So I would say from my personal bank, it's cost me about £50 to make this, or it will have once it's fully done. But yeah, so I would sell it for about 300, or I would rather do a video of me sticking fireworks in it. Or say maybe Anders. This one, I'm so bad with names. There's a guy called Anders that says something about. Oh yeah, that was you, wasn't it? When he was asking about giving it to the old GW, and they can sort of stick it in one of their shops for a bit. That might be quite cool, because again, that would help sort of advertise my channel. So that would be quite a cool thing to do, basically. Evening, David. Hope you're well. Right, just need to get this in a little bit. So it's kind of recessed, and then we'll chuck a load of glue at it. Cool. Alright, so just got to do this to the other side, 2 bits at the front, job done. And then what's the time? 10. I was thinking about putting some more sprue goo on it tonight, but I think I would rather get these bits done, have a good tidy up, get my desk back to how it normally looks, and then just chill for an hour or so before going to bed. So yeah, so that's the panels obviously going in. They're kind of recessed in a bit. Again, ignore the fact they've got holes and there's gaps, because that's just going to be filled with sprue goo, so you won't see any of the gaps. It'll all be looking, well, a lot nicer than it looks now, basically. I might just have enough panels, because say one of these should be able to cut a few bits of the front. There's a bit of a bendy, warped one there that I can use. Side map for a future series. Could I try different methods for smoothing? Sandpaper, heat, blowtorch, or heat gun, brush, acetone? Possibly. I would say the blowtorch won't work. Only because obviously when I've set fire to this a little bit with my little candlestick sort of lighter, basically it doesn't make this go soft. All it does is it catches fire, and if anything, it goes hard, because it's like you're burning the plastic, so it goes like crunchy. It's the wrong word to use, but I can't think of a better word. So yeah, so rather than this going like soft like goo, it will just basically burn and go like coal, but not like coal. So yeah, so the heating it up won't work. Acetone on it would possibly work. Funny enough, because the sandpaper, yeah, I might try that, because the sandpaper I've got is the wet and dry paper. So rather than putting water on it, which is what you'd normally do with the wet and dry paper, I could put a little bit of acetone on it. But again, the problem with that is the acetone, as soon as it hits the air, it evaporates. So you'd put it on, and before you even go to wipe it, it might have disappeared. But I'll give that a go though, just to sort of see what does happen, I guess. Troy here, looking forward to playing a very sleepy Warforged Paladin. Really impressed with the pod. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Yeah, I'll say when everyone comes over, by all means, pop over here, have a quick look, and obviously you can check out my little work area. Yeah, I say I would suggest doing the D&D here, but again, you come over and have a little look. But when I moved into the flat, the first thing I bought was my L-shaped desk, and then basically I put this in position, and I bought furniture that would fit around it. So I've got a small sofa, 2 TVs, and the reason obviously 2 TVs is I've got 2 Xboxes, so when my kids are over, we can play games and that. So yeah, it's not a lot of furniture in the place really, because there's not a lot of room. But yeah, no, Troy, yeah, definitely you all come over and have a little nose. Yeah, because I'm looking forward to having a nose at your place. Right, anyway, let's get back to this. Less waffling, more working. Oh, this side is a little bit, same as that one. A bit angled, that's fine. Chop that bit off first. Let's hold this for a second. No worries, have to host. Should you be mentioning you've stolen chairs? Haven't you borrowed them? Bex says the pizza's in and we're gonna have good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, mate. It says weeks. I obviously haven't played D&D for was it 35 years or so. Played last weekend with my kids. Absolutely loved it. I was using the WizKids dungeon floor tiles that were in the video that came out tonight. Yesterday I went and saw some other guys about playing D&D, and we did session 0 to obviously make our characters, and that should be an ongoing every Thursday D&D, and obviously yeah, playing with you guys tomorrow, which is so I haven't played for years, and then in 1 week 3 different games, which is gonna be awesome. Yeah, that's it, borrowed. Yeah, because obviously the intention is you're taking it back. Yeah, the kids, they did. I must admit. Again, if you watch my video, if you haven't seen it already, why not? The video that came out tonight is the WizKids dungeon floor tiles. I mean, if you want me, I can bring them over tomorrow. I'm not sure what our dungeon or our scenario is going to be, but I've got sort of quite a few dungeon tiles. And yeah, I made up several mobs. several traps, poisons, all kinds of other sort of bits and pieces. Yeah, played for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Kids absolutely loved it, although they were all monks because they all wanted to be like ninjas. So next time we play, I'm going to try and get them to be a bit different and be like a wizard or a cleric or paladin or something other than all being the same. But I printed them out some figures as well, so they got their own little figures. But yeah, no, they really enjoyed it. So we're going to have another game next weekend. We're going to do another little dungeon, so that'd be cool. David, yeah. So these panels, well, basically they're the thickness of a sprue. So yeah, so they're a good sort of 4 mil thick, maybe a bit thicker in areas because obviously some of it's sort of thicker on one side. But yeah, they come out nice and obviously smooth. So the only problem is this was done last night, so it's still nice and flat. But the problem is after a few days they go crinkly, which is a real shame. But say when they are still flat, if you glue these all together to make like a box, then they keep their shape. Like this bottom bit here, or the main centre bit, is loads of these panels glued together and then cross members and then more cross members, which is why this main box is super strong basically. I mean, I've stood on it and it took my weight, and I'm about 17.5, well maybe 17.5, nearly 18. Yeah, it took my weight fine. So yeah, these sprues are certainly nice and thick, nice and chunky, and can take weight. Oh man, I've got problems cutting this. Snips, that'll do. David, yeah, well, I played between 83 and 86 is when I played. Obviously in 83 I played D&D at school, and then I left school in 84. I left school and then I played from 84 to about 86, and we played AD&D. So yeah, things have changed a lot. Obviously looking through the books, the amount of classes and races now is just nuts. The fact that you can be a bunny rabbit, you can be a cat, a tortoise, so you can be a ninja turtle. But I'm sticking nice and normal, and I'm going to be a dwarf druid. So that's what I'm playing tomorrow, is a dwarf druid. So I've printed out my mini, I painted him, I really like how he looks. He looks just how I would want to look. I mean, I'm short, I'm not short, dwarf short, but I thought I'd go shorter. So rather than thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to be 6'6" or whatever, I've gone now, I'm going to be like about 4.5 foot. But I do like druids though. I mean, the last time I played D&D, my main players was a paladin, a cleric, and a mage or wizard. I'm not sure what they were called back then. They were my sort of main characters. And funny enough, in the cupboard I've got an old book, like a written drawing book, with my characters on it. So I should dig that out and see if I can swap them up or upgrade them to 5e. Because it'd be pretty cool playing characters that haven't been played for like 30 odd years. It would be quite fun. Night Matt, Cyber Matt, take care. Have I considered streaming one of the D&D games on here? Yes, I have, Troy, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, because my full time, or my goal is to build a table with a TV in it. Because as much as I'm making lots of dungeon floor tiles, I want to have like the TV with a dungeon floor on it. Just I think it's so cool that you can then show certain areas of the map without showing certain areas of the map. As in, you haven't got to put the dungeon tiles out and then put black card over them. it literally is a case of you can control what the players see. So yeah, my intentions is to build a table. Even though I haven't got a lot of room in here, I'd want to build a table that could accommodate 5 people. Yeah, because I think a DM and 4 players is like a good number. You don't really want any less, and I think any more will be too much. So yeah, long story short, I want to build a table with a TV in it, and then set up cameras, and yeah, I would eventually like to live stream games. So yeah. Again, sometimes I waffle. People ask me a question, and I go all around in houses, and then get back to the answer. So yeah, the simple answer is yes. You left school in '83. And you played AD&D. Yeah. Yeah, I so wish I'd kept all my books. I've still got some of the miniatures. I think I've got about 6 miniatures left from when I played when I was a kid. Obviously all the metal ones. But I wish I'd kept all the books. Because the D&D, I had obviously the red set and the blue set. And then I had obviously the books. I had Dungeon Masters, Players, Monsters, Deities and something, or Deities and Gods. Yeah, I think I just had the 4 books, but I so wish I'd kept them. It's like I'm now contemplating going on eBay and buying all the old books. So even though they won't be the ones that I was originally playing with, I'll still have the old books just because I think they're brings back childhood memories, obviously. Yeah, so if anyone out there has got the old AD&D books and wants to sell them, let me know. Right. Let's get back to say I've literally got to do this one, the 2 at the front, and then I'm done. What time? God, time goes so quick. It's like nearly 10:30. I said by 10:30 I'd have this done. And I'm not far off, but I thought even 10:30 was giving me plenty of time to get it done. Right. Is that... Oh, that might be an... Oh, that's perfect. That's wide enough. So 1, 2, 3... Yeah, I should be able to do all of it out of this panel. What's AD&D in comparison to D&D? Yeah, just more. I think AD&D would be more like 5e, as in there's a whole lot more rules, whereas just D&D was a very simplified version. So I played at school when I was... What would I have been? I'd have been 15. 15? Yeah. Yeah, I'd have been about, well, 14, 15 I would have been when I first played. And yeah, the D&D, it was, you got like a very thin sort of book, something like a big pamphlet, and it had all the stats in there, the classes and the races. So you bought the basic set, then you bought the intermediate, and then the advanced, or I'm not too sure what they're called, but the first one was called the basic one. But yeah, then when you got the AD&D books, they were obviously like the hardback books, more like the books that you got now. So yes, there's a lot more information, a lot more about carrying weight, how much you could carry, and then it slowed you down. Just a whole lot more spells, and yeah, there's just a lot more rules. Whereas the D&D back then was very simple compared to what AD&D was, or even 5e. But the back is looking great, and a bit chopped off the top for the back. Yeah, I'm pleased I chopped that off, because the gap there was just too thin. But not just a bit too thin, it was too thin to have these angled bits. And without them angled bits, these bits wouldn't look like they do on the picture. So yeah, I'm pleased. So it didn't take as long as I thought either. Chopping them extra bits off is well worth doing. And yeah, so I'm not going to do any ooey gooey stuff tonight. I'm just going to put this panel on, the front 2 panels, and I'm going to call it a night, just so I can have a bit of a chill. Obviously, I've got to try and get everything back together, because it takes a while to get rid of all the mess, and then put all my arty station stuff back on here. And yeah, and obviously I want to get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's an exciting day. I'm playing D&D with Troy and his friends. So I can't wait. Well, I can wait because I have to wait, but you know what I mean. That's fit in there, lovely and snug. Didn't even need those things behind it. Cool. Oh, my finger got stuck. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it's looking. I say it does need a bit of work, ooey gooey stuff and all that, but that's for next week. So yeah, I might do a live stream on Monday. That could well be the last live stream, because of that. On the Monday's live stream I can go over and sort of tidy up quite a lot of the areas, but then the rest of it I'm going to do sort of little bits here and there. Oh, I've got so much glue on my fingers, it does my head in. Cadman, I wasn't even born until after you stopped playing. Well, yeah, I am old. Yeah. Yes, I really enjoyed being a DM and a player. Yeah, I got the same kind of satisfaction from both, but obviously in a different kind of way. So that's why I don't mind being a DM or a player. Although what's obviously nice is being both. So my sort of plan would be to obviously play groups with other people, but then also say once I do want to have a go at building my own table, with obviously a TV in it. Basically, I'd want a TV in it, obviously areas for your dice, areas for your books. I'd want to have it all set up so there's like USB ports as well, so anyone can like charge their phone up, charge their iPad, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, but I'd want to make a round table. So it'd be a round table. There'd be obviously a designated area for the DM, so he'd have more of an area to have obviously his books, the screen, all the rest of it, and then 4 people sitting around the table, just so then everyone's. I prefer round tables. Just because obviously everyone's then looking at everyone, as opposed to sitting at a square table and looking across it and having someone to your side. Yeah, so I'd want to make a round table with a TV in it. So that would be possibly a project I would do, and I would try and film it, but it's kind of difficult because obviously that wouldn't be at my desk, obviously. Right. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, is it? Quite cool. But so there's quite a lot of. So the underneath is sort of relatively rounded, but it does need more rounding. So there's a lot of sprue goo to go underneath. So yeah, that's why I keep saying the build is now almost done. So get these 2 bits in. As the build goes, obviously it's got to have the little gun bits, and there's a few other little bits. Small little details, but the small details I probably wouldn't put in until it's been gooed all over. It sounds a bit wrong, and then sanded, and then put some of the small detail in. Right, so yeah, just these 2 little bits to go in, and then I'm going to call it a night. Because I think I started about 7:30, didn't I? So yeah, 3 hours I've been going for. It's not too bad. I say it's really weird how quick time goes though. But this is, I've got to the stage now. This is what I wanted to get done tonight, just because then the rest of it is just the tidying up. So the full basic shape is now all done. It is just a case of tidying up with the sprue goo and then sanding it, which is going to be pretty cool because I've got to take it outside. There's no way I'd want to sand this in here. I mean, obviously, breathing it in you wouldn't want to do, and it'll just make a mess. So yeah, so I've got a table I can take it outside, sand it outside, and luckily, obviously, the arms that obviously have my phone on to video clamps onto a desk, so I'll be able to clamp this outside, so I can film myself sanding it. Obviously, I'd only film like a couple of, like 20 seconds of sanding. Yeah, so that'd be quite cool. So Alan, you should do a confessional with the other Tau Manta builders, then hand over the transcript to the Man Schultz group to make a funny. Yeah, I've started watching the old Man Schultz. Yeah, I like them. In fact, it's quite a few. It's quite a few channels that I watch. Not so much the ones that are talking about D&D, as in character creation and what characters do, but there's a few of the funny ones that I've watched, and yeah, I do like Man Schultz because some of the skits they do is quite funny. But yeah, although to be honest, I've probably had an easier job building this Tau Manta than all the ones that get theirs from Forge World, especially if they're all getting ones that are warped. They probably had a lot more work to do than me building it from scratch. Takeshi Jiggity, fair enough. I probably missed something there, but yeah, Jiggity. Probably would have been easier putting this on without putting them side bits on, because I want to put this below that. Right, let's try a cunning plan. Let's poke that in without going in my fingers, because then I can hold it, push it in, and put it back. Right, let's film it. Although it may not work, so we'll have to see. Stefan, good evening. Oh, I don't want to click on YouTube. Let's click on that one. Right, stop taking pictures. I'll put it down and then put it back, just like that. Perfect. And then good old chuck some glue at it. Give that a second. Turn that off. Hopefully get my tool back out and I haven't glued that in there. Ah, look at that. Perfect job. One down, one to go, and then that's the build done. Yeah. It's weird, I'm almost sad that's the build done. I'm kind of pleased because I want to get the ooey gooey bit on, but it's like, wow. This is the last of the major building bits. Hungry Owl, haven't watched one of your streams in a while. Why not? Back when my tube name was Danco40k. Notice you wear a mask now when handling sprue goo. No, the reason I wear a mask, if I was to like use the sprue goo, take the lid off, take a bit out, do something with the lid, and then put the lid straight back on, then no, I don't wear a mask. The reason you'll see me wear the mask is because I take the lid off and leave the lid off, because it's easier me leaving the lid off, putting my, normally I use this, put that in there, spread it over, put it in, spread it over. Because I've got the lid off for so long, that's why I wear a mask. Just because obviously the lids, so basically when the lid's off you can smell the acetone. When I get the goo out and I put the lid back on, you can barely smell anything. Even though there's obviously acetone in the goo, there's that little in there, you can't smell it. So yeah, I wear a mask when I've got the lid off for a long period of time. Well, basically any time, so normally the lid's off, goo's out, lid straight back on. So the lid's off for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. But when the lid's off for like a minute, 2 minutes, because I'm spreading it out, then yeah, I wear a mask. So no, I've not read or seen anything that's like gonna kill me. Well, not instantly anyway. So yeah, that's why I wear a mask sometimes. That's it basically. And yeah, my windows are open. I've got 3 windows. They're all open. But again, that's the downside there is because it's colder now, obviously because it's winter. Everything seems to be drying different times. Like the glue takes longer to dry, but the acetone in the sprue goo evaporates quicker, which is why a lot of these panels seem to sort of shrivel up. So yeah, cold weather is good for some things and bad for others. Right, this is the last panel, guys. Oh, let's get you back on there. You should have come off. Yeah, after this, it's purely sprue goo for the win. Is the front drooping, or is it meant? Is it me? Yeah, the front does droop. It's meant to. The front droops. Yeah, this is exactly how it should be. I mean, some bits might be a few millimeters out. The overall width and depth and height are pretty much spot on to the size it's meant to be. But some of these other bits might be like a little fraction out here and there. But yeah, in the real one, the front droops. Obviously, it's got a curve underneath, and the front sort of goes down basically. So yeah. Yes, in this case, a droopy front is what it needs. Right, we'll do the same as I did last time. That seemed to work. Is poking this in. Ah, this one's a lot deeper. I could have had it thicker. I don't know. Let's. As I haven't got to use this for anything else, we will. Yeah, bodge it and fix it. Bosh. Had not noticed the under part. Yeah, there's a lot under it. It's yeah, so there's a lot going on under there. It's quite a beefy. It's a beefy old thing. This. Both in width, height, and everything. Oh, a little bit off. A little bit off the top, sir. Oh, still a bit off that end. Other side went in so nice. This side seems to be having a bit of a fight back. Let's push it a bit further back. That's better. Right, let's glue one side in because that side's where it should be. And then we'll pull the other side in a second. Right, we'll let that dry for a couple of seconds, and if I drop it inside, you're going to laugh. I would too. Yes, Agreedo. I'm with you, mate. I've enjoyed the build. It's been different. It's been huge. And yeah, when it is all done, it will be a bit of like it's over with. But it will be nice for me to get my desk back to being normal and basically working on something that's not silly size. So I'm going to be doing some more like larger terrain pieces, but even then they're going to be like A3 size, so relatively big, but not crazy big that it takes up the whole of my desk. Right, another biscuit, or half biscuit. Because this is now it. So lots of tidying up on the bits I've been doing. Is like gaps everywhere, but that is fine. Although I'm considering now carrying on and doing the gaps, to be honest. No, I'm going to stop, because if I carry on doing the gaps, I'll be here for another hour or more. So I'm going to have a rest, because I've got an exciting day tomorrow. So I want to tidy up, get my desk back to being nice and neat. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, guys, on Monday, I'm only working on this at the moment on live streams. Monday will be my last live stream on this, mainly because when I start doing the sprue goo, it will be a case of me just literally putting a little bit on, leaving it, then putting another little bit on later, leaving it. So I won't be able to do a live stream of that, because obviously, well, there'll be not a lot happening in between. But on Monday I'll live stream, and that I'll just do the sprue goo to fill in all those gaps that I've got now, and just the top. I know that there's something else I haven't done. Nearly forgot, but I'm not going to do it now. Under the front, there's an extra little bit where the guns are. So it's kind of similar to these, but obviously a lot smaller, and it's literally a little bit here. Yeah, we'll do that on Monday. I might make a couple more of these panels just so I've got enough, because I don't need much, but enough to do that. Yeah, I'm going to finish today, guys. I've got done what I needed to get done, which is awesome. So thanks for being there with me. You guys all have a good weekend. And I say I'm going to do a live stream Monday, and it'll probably be Monday morning. So it'll be sort of like 9ish, 10ish. I'm going to get up, get everything ready, and then crack on and get those last few bits done that are underneath, and then tidy up all that I've just done. Redmore, what are there any other videos I could watch tonight? Oh, glue. Maybe one that premiered at 9 PM. Yeah, guys, cheers for saying that, Red. I did a video earlier on tonight, guys, that came on. It premiered. I think I probably still got the link. Bosh. Yeah, the link that's just come up, guys, and the link is in the description. If you can go and click on that, it's a video that I did that premiered tonight at 9 o'clock. So cheers for that, Redmore. Go and have a little watch of it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Obviously, that obviously helps me out no end. Right, I'm going to go and try and get all this glue off my fingers and tidy up my desk, and then I'm going to sit and chill for an hour, and then I'm going to go to bed. So, cheers, guys. Thanks for being there. I hope to see you all Monday. Have a great weekend. Yeah, that's it. Bye for now, guys.